Hey, you're back with the Get Out of Debt Guy. And as always, my name is Steve Rode. I'm the old Get Out of Debt Guy. And with me is Damon Day, the new Get Out of Debt Guy. Damon, say hi.
Hi.
Oh, always so energetic. I appreciate that.
Hey, I got up extra early today so I could knock the cobwebs off and have a few cups of coffee because the last
I
the last
appreciate that.
podcast we did, I was clearly tired.
Well, I appreciate that. Today we're going to be talking about an important subject, one that you and I have talked about probably now for, it seems like, decades. But it is the ability for people who feel like they can't get by, they just don't have enough money, they're limping along month to month. There are some opportunities out there that are right at hand that could help generate an extra $1,000 a month. Actually, it could do a lot more than that if people were willing to embrace these side hustle opportunities. And believe me, I know they're out of everyone's comfort zone when they first consider them, because you and I have heard every excuse through the years why somebody can't do this. But
Yeah.
as part of our Penny Stupid Project YouTube channel, you've been testing these side hustles for, I guess we're going on 2 years now, something like that.
Yeah. I think my very first Lyft ride I did was September. We have to go back and watch the video. Go back and check the tape.
Check the tape.
But I check the tape. That's how old Steve is. Check the tape was a joke for him. I believe I started in September of 2022. Mm-hmm. So we are coming right up on 2 years of trying out these side hustles and making quite a bit of money at them, too.
Well, speaking of making a bit of money, so let's talk about the average working hours. So this is of all the side hustle apps delivering food or parcels or people or something like that. And let me just give a disclaimer right off the bat here that you do much more income per hour than the average. So the skills and tips that you have to offer, people should listen to, because part-time drivers typically drive 10 to 20 hours a week, and full-time drivers do 30 to 40 hours a week. But part-time drivers who just do like $20 an hour, they're doing 500 to even more per week. So you're looking at a minimum of like $2,000 extra a month for part-time work. If anyone can find an extra 10 or 20 hours in their week, they could easily make that. And full-time drivers, now the thing about the gig app economy here is that it is it's it's like a river of mud. It's not always.
I'd say evolving, but I prefer it as devolving sometimes. It's constantly devolving.
It is constantly changing because years ago when we first talked about this and you were living in Colorado, right? If you had jumped on that bandwagon back then, your average hourly earnings would probably be a lot higher than what people are getting right now, just because we've noticed that the more that people jump in, things have changed. Companies change. So
things are always changing. And just for context, when we talk about gig apps, we're talking about things like Uber, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft, Instacart, Walmart Spark. These are what we call gig apps. And there's a lot of them out there, but those are kind of the main ones. And for the context of this video, we're talking about how you can use these to make some extra money. And I know a lot of people are, oh, that's beneath me, or I'm opposed to that, or it's not going to work here, or I've watched some YouTube channels and Lyft's a scam and Uber's taking all your tips and all this kind of stuff. But that's why I've been testing these things for the last couple of years. Mainly it started so I can help my clients, and then it's kind of expanded. We've hit over 1,000 subscribers now on the Penny Stupid channel. So, yay for us. We're kind of growing that. But I really wanted to take the time. I know we've mentioned it on this podcast, the side hustles that Steve and I are doing, but I really wanted to devote some time to it to really dig into the details of what I do and the kind of extra money I've made and how I've done it, because I know there's a lot of people listening to this right now that if they had an extra $500,000, $2,000 a month, that could be a game changer in terms of strategies that we're looking at to get them out of debt. And for a lot of people, an extra $1,000 a month could flip the script for them and really get us going and get them out of this, trap that they feel like they're stuck in. And so I really wanted to highlight some of the stuff that we're doing because it's easy. It's easy to do. It's just a matter of making the decision to do it.
Well, there's some things that could affect people's income as they look into this, like, where they live.
Yes.
What time of day they're able to work, whether there are promotions or incentives. So Damon lives in the Phoenix metropolitan area, but we've heard similar results from people that live in, anything but tiny towns. But most people live near some urban area, so I think this applies to everybody. So, Damon, let me just run through a quick list, and you give me a knee-jerk reaction of these apps that are easily available for people. All right, DoorDash.
Oh, you want a knee-jerk reaction? DoorDash is a great app. It's quick. Phase fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. I said phase fairly.
Oh, I know. I caught it. I was just
flip that. Pays fairly well. If you, in my opinion, DoorDash should be used in conjunction with what I call an anchor app, like an Instacart or a Spark. There are a lot of people that just do DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I don't think I know you won't make as much money if you just do one app, but I like DoorDash. DoorDash is a good app if used correctly.
Uber Eats.
A lot of these knee-jerk reactions are going to be the same. just like DoorDash, Uber Eats throws you a lot more crappy orders, so you have to be more selective. But they also can throw you some banger orders if you're driving at the right time and you're in the right situation. So Uber Eats is a great, easy app as well. Uber Eats is not separate from Uber. You just sign up for Uber, but you don't have to drive people if you don't want to. You can just check that. That box can be checked off or not do it, and you just can deliver food if you only want to talk to burritos and not actual people.
Well, I like, if you want to deliver food and you don't want to interact with people, you can just interact with somebody for 30 seconds. Like, here's your burrito. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I did a McDonald's Uber Eats last night. It was just a close one right by my house. I was already out, and it was late at night, and I pulled in and I'm so-and-so, Uber Eats, okay, pull to the window because it was later at night. So the dining room was closed. You have to go to the drive-thru. And I just had a little sweet tooth. And I was like, oh, by the way, I'd like to get ice cream. No, I said, is your ice cream machine working? When you're at McDonald's, I always qualify it now before I ask. And he said, yeah. I said, oh, I'd like to get a cone. Simple cone. I'm out working. Okay. So I get to the window, hands me the Uber Eats, and he hands me the cone. And I go to hand him my phone. And he goes, oh, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I have to pay for the ice cream. He goes, oh, no, it's free ice cream for DoorDashers.
Oh.
And I was like, McDonald's gives free ice cream to DoorDashers? and he goes, well, I do on my shift. and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to start paying attention to when you're on shift then.
That's right.
So that's one of the bennies to being a DoorDash driver. Free ice cream if you got the right guy on shift. Those are big bennies, baby.
Grubhub. I don't think you've ever done Grubhub.
I can't get on Grubhub. I've been on the wait list for a year. So I have no idea. But I know from the videos I've seen, the guys that I follow, and I follow quite a bit of them, they seem to use Grubhub as just like a secondary, it's on in the background. Maybe once in a while I'll get thrown an order.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like a main app for people. I could be wrong, but I've never tried it.
Instacart.
I used to think Instacart was horrible until I actually tried it and got good at it.
I remember you saying there's no way in the world I'm ever going to do a grocery delivery.
Well, yeah, and the first delivery we did, we just totally bombed. I made a bad decision because I didn't know it was only paying like $30, and it was, I don't know, like 80 items or some stupid, ridiculous amount of items. And my wife even went to help me. The one and only time my wife went and helped me because she was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this crap anymore. This is stupid. It took us like 3 hours because we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah. And it was a bad choice. So it's not Instacart's fault that I basically made $10 an hour, my first one. And I said, this sucks, this is stupid, but I stuck with it. And that's important, that don't just try one shift on a gig app, go out and DoorDash one time and make $20 in 3 hours and go, this sucks. This is horrible. Can't make any. But that's what so many people do, is they just give up right away. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe you drove at the wrong time of the year. Maybe it was the wrong time of the day. Maybe this town, DoorDash is not anywhere near as popular as Uber Eats. So what I always tell people is you got to try all of them, and you got to try them for a while.
And that's the important thing whenever anybody starts anything new. And it applies to this. If you want to make some extra money, you're going to just struggle at first. You're going to suck because you don't know what to do yet, but you will. Damon, what about Walmart Spark?
I used to love Walmart Spark. I still like it, but it's getting less opportunity, at least in my local Walmart. I mean, I used to easily be able to get $40, $50 orders on the reg, as I say, where I'd have weeks where I'd made $700, $800 just on Walmart Spark alone, not to mention the other apps. Just in my office here, there's a Walmart 2.5 miles away from me. I'll be sitting in my office working, have the app on, see a lot of orders come in, $20, $25. Yeah, I don't have time for that. Let somebody else do it. Boom, one comes in, $45. I could be door to door in an hour, $45. Okay, I'll do that. Shoot out, grab the groceries, drop them, bing, 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 bing. See if my wife needs anything while I'm out, because I've worked from home for 20 some odd years.
Yeah,
it's nice to get out of the house. I actually, the funny thing is, I don't see these apps as work for me. I enjoy going out there and doing it. I enjoy picking people up. I don't necessarily enjoy groceries, but there is something nice to just being able to go out, kind of be alone with my thoughts, let my brain unwind, take an hour break, grab something to eat while I'm out, grab some groceries, drop them off, come back, okay, plug back in, get back on the phones, haggle with creditors. It's nice to kind of break that up. And it doesn't hurt that I'm getting paid to get content for our Penny Stupid channel. I'm getting paid for content to grow a YouTube channel.
All right, Amazon Flex.
I haven't done Amazon Flex in a while. I like it, though. But there's other apps that I like better. I definitely recommend you try it. You can make okay money with it. And it could be a good kind of base app while you're out there. So I definitely recommend trying Amazon Flex. I haven't done it in a while, mainly because I'm not able to access the local Amazon distribution. It's a preferred distribution center. So it's always, all the routes are already taken by people that do it full time. Yeah. And so they have higher priority than me. So it always wants to push me way down south into Phoenix. So the economics of that just don't make sense. I'd have to take a whole day and go out and do that. So all the other stuff I can just do right around my house, go out, do a quick order, come home. I can't do that for Amazon. But if you've got 4 or 5 hours available and you don't mind, doing that, it's certainly a good app to look into. Again, I recommend trying all of them.
So you multi-app, meaning you're running more than one app at a time, and you're looking at offers that are coming in. When somebody first starts, if they just want to, dip their toe in the water and try to feel what this app gig thing is, do you recommend doing more than one at a time?
So here's what I'd recommend. Number one, if you haven't yet, go over to search Penny Stupid on YouTube. Go to our Penny Stupid channel. We've got a lot of videos where I'm talking about these different apps and I'm doing different scenarios and going through my thought process and how I select orders and things like that. Go sign up, subscribe to that. That'll be good information. Number two, once you're there, you can comment on any of those videos. If you have questions, I'll be happy to help answer your questions. I'm thinking about trying DoorDash. I'm thinking about trying Walmart. What do you think about this? What do you think? Whatever it is. I mean, I've got a lot of experience doing this stuff. That's why I did it. Especially if you're like, hey, I'm about to sign up for DoorDash or Walmart Spark. Do you have a referral code? I had somebody ask me that the other day, and I was like, why? Oh, yeah, in our comments.
Yes, I do.
That was the first one. Yeah, so I sent it to them. But hey, I'll tell you what, I'll help you regardless. But if you ask me for a referral code, and you have to, because here's the thing with these referral codes, it's never like, here's my code, you sign up and I get $50 or $100. It's never like that. It's always like, okay, here's my code. If you use it and sign up, but then you do X, Y, and Z,
right? You have to succeed
over the next 30 days. Then you'll both get paid. And every promotion's different depending on what city. But say an Uber might be saying, hey, you refer somebody to Uber and you're going to get $1,000 and they're going to get $1,000 or whatever it is. But it's not just signing up for Uber. It would be like they have to sign up and then they have to do 200 rides in the first month. Most people aren't going to do that. 200 rides is a lot, right? When I did Lyft my first time, I had to do, the promotion was, I think it was a $3,500 guarantee. We'll have to go check the tape on that, but it was 2 years ago. But I think it was a $3,500 guarantee if I did 180 rides in the first 30 days, tips excluded. So the guarantee was Lyft guaranteed I would make at least $3,500, and then if I was short of that $3,500 from the Lyft pay directly, they'd make up the difference. Yeah. Well, I busted my butt. I knocked out those 180 rides in like 2 weeks, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but I feel like I was like $1,100 or $1,200 short within that 180 rides of that $3,500. So they within the next day, I had an extra $1,100 or $1,200 bonus paid to me. So they made good on that. And that's the big reason why I made $6,500 gross that first month driving Lyft. And that's why I say you got to try stuff. Now, Lyft in 2022 is not the same as Lyft today. You're not going to sign up for Lyft today and go make $6,500. I mean, you might, but you probably have to work 80 hours a week to do that. I was doing it part-time in the evenings. But my point was that was not even in the realm of possibilities in my mind that you could go download an app, drive people around, and have $6,500.
But wait, it gets even better, because one of the big features of these gig apps is that if you've got a bill that you got to pay, you got to come up with money now. You can't wait for payday.
You get paid today.
Yeah. You can deliver stuff today, get paid for it today, and it can be in your bank account how fast?
Instantly. Yeah, I could turn on my Instacart app, my Walmart. Well, you can, but you have to get paid on their card. But Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, I could turn all three of those on right now. I could sit there. I could get a $40 order from Instacart. I could leave the office. I could go deliver it. And now say 10 of that was base pay and 30 of it was tip. As soon as I'm done and I drop it off, I can take the base pay immediately. I can take the $10 and for a 50-cent fee, have it transferred to my bank account. They make me wait, I believe it's 2 hours for the tip. Like you're not guaranteed the tip for at least 2 hours because they have time to. After 2 hours, I could take that whole $40 and have it sent to my bank account. So if you've got a bill that's due by the end of the day, you could literally, if you had to, turn on all your apps, start driving around, have $100, $200, $300 by the end of the day sitting in your bank account. I mean, that's what's great about these apps. They're so flexible. But let's go back real quick before I forget, because I think it's a very important question.
Okay. Yes,
go to our Penny Stupid channel. But if you're brand new, do I recommend signing up for 5 apps and trying to juggle all 5 at once? Absolutely not. You start with one app at a time and learn that app. Spend a week or two learning that app. Like I would start, the easier ones would be DoorDash and Uber Eats. Those are super simple, super easy. Go to Taco Bell, grab a burrito, drive it here. That's easy stuff. But you also then eventually want to get into Spark, which will probably be a waiting list. And then Instacart has, like Steve said earlier, has become one of my favorite apps just in terms of how easy it is. And what I like about it is the dollar per offer that you can get. Instead of slinging burritos at $5, $6, $7 on Uber Eats, and you know, there are better orders that you can take, but now we're talking about $20 orders, $30 orders, $40 orders that you can get, and on average, you're putting a lot less miles, which means a lot less expense on your vehicle. You're paying for a lot less gas, making $40 on an Instacart delivery versus trying to make $40 on DoorDash. You might have to do 5, 6, 7 deliveries on DoorDash to get $40, and you might be driving, 20, 30 miles to do that, or 40 if you're really taking bad orders, but you can get a $40 order on Instacart on a 2-mile delivery because you're getting paid for the time in the store shopping for the items, and maybe you're only driving your car 2 miles. So most of that, your car's sitting in the parking lot, not racking up expenses. So I like Instacart a lot, especially if you live in a place like Phoenix that's hot. Get to go into the store, stroll around in the air condition for a half an hour. It's, most of these stores now have Starbucks inside. You grab your coffee. For a lot of people, it's not a bad gig, as they say.
All right. We've talked about the income opportunities, how easy it is to get started, how you don't have to be afraid of doing this, how to start easily. But I have a list here of 10 common excuses that I've heard over the years. You have 2. So let's talk about them.
People usually call them reasons, but they're excuses.
All right, excuse number 1. I don't have enough time.
Well, the great thing about these, I don't have time. I've got my consulting business that I'm doing. But what I love about it is you can work these things into your day, no matter what your day is. You can go in the evenings. You can go early in the morning. You can go the afternoon. There's no boss. You're not working for a company. Like I said, most of the time when I go out, it's because I'm out doing an errand anyway. Kathy will ask me to go grab Walmart groceries or go grab dinner. One of the things that I like to do just because I'm addicted to this stuff, I like to challenge myself. I like a good challenge. And so, oh, hey, can you go pick up pizza for dinner or whatever? What I like to do, how much was that? Turn on all my apps. Can I make anywhere near as much as that pizza is going to cost me? Right? And I know it's kind of stupid, but it's just, I like to do that. It makes me feel kind of good. Like, hey, I just got to, even if it's not all of it, I just did a couple quick orders while I was out and that paid for the family's dinner tonight. Right? It just kind of makes you feel like, hey, we got a free dinner out of the DoorDash or whatever. Or I was going to go pick up our pizza. I dropped off a couple other pizzas for some other people that night and I made $20. Granted, yeah, we spent 60 because we eat like idiots, but at least it got $20 towards that 60. So these things are so easy to fit into whatever kind of busy schedule you have. Let's say you're working all day. You get off work. It's 5 o'clock. Hey, that's the dinner rush. Maybe you have an hour or two on the way home instead of just driving straight home. You turn on your apps, make a couple deliveries
on the way home.
On your way home.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a long commute. Try to find some deliveries. You can pick and choose. You don't, an offer comes in, you don't have to take it. If it's going the wrong way, you don't take it. But you might find one that's like, oh, the pickup is right by my work and it's going 10 miles towards my house. I might as well grab it. I'm driving that way anyway. And it might not seem like a lot of money, but $20, $30 a day adds up to $1,000 or so, $900 by the end of the month.
Not only do I have 9 more excuses to go through, but also I've been remiss in not letting people know that if you're having any sort of financial struggles, you're worried about debt, you need to get out of debt, you're looking for a solution on how to move forward better financially, you can always reach Damon at damonday.com, DamonDay.com. All right, excuse number 2. Doing this gig app stuff, this side hustle stuff, just is not worth it financially. I'm not going to waste my time.
Well, that could be true, or it might not, but you won't know until you try. If you listen to a lot of these guys on YouTube, you would think it's not worth it. But a lot of it depends on where you live, and almost just as important, if not more important, are the decisions you make. I know a lot of people don't want to own up to the fact that maybe their own decisions is what got them the result that they have. Mm-hmm. As Steve mentioned early in the call, I tend to make a lot more per hour than most gig workers do. Now, I know some of that is a product of where I'm at. I've got better orders.
Yeah, but you've gotten better at it.
Over the last 2 years, I've learned, and I've got little systems that I use now for me in my area, quick little notes of, is this going to be worth it or not? So You take bad orders, you'll make bad money.
All right, I'm worried about the wear and tear on my car.
Who cares about the wear and tear on your car as long as you're taking good orders? If you take bad orders, then you have wear and tear on your car that you cannot afford to fix or replace because you're taking orders that are not profitable.
Yeah. Take orders as long
as
close
you
to
learn,
home.
as long as you account for the expense, the car is just a tool. As long as you're using it to make enough money where there's enough profit, where you can expense that and buy a new car when that gets done, who cares, right? So I talk about that on the Penny Stupid channel about it doesn't matter that you're going to expense the car, that you're going to wear and tear your car, as long as you're not doing that to take $3, $4 orders, and then all you're doing is running your car into the ground for nothing.
I don't know the area well enough, so I don't know how I'm going to get there.
When I first started doing Lyft, I just moved here.
Yeah.
To Arizona, and I was driving in areas that I'd never been to before. You know how I learned the area? By driving Lyft. And you know what? They paid me $6,500 to learn my area. The app tells you where to go.
There you go. Yep.
You don't have to know your area. You don't have to know it. Steve, I was doing orders in Mammoth, California when we were on vacation last month, right?
Yeah.
I've gone to Vegas and done some DoorDash to try it out. I didn't know the freaking area. I was just there for a baseball tournament for that weekend. Flipped on my apps and tried it out. That's all you need to do.
I'm concerned about my safety.
That's a valid concern. It depends on your area. If you're in an area where, you got, concerns, then, maybe you don't do Lyft or Uber where you have people in your car if you feel like that's an issue. Or, you know what, during the day my area is fine, but at night it's a little sketchy.
Right.
That's going to be a personal. Yeah, that's going to be a personal decision. Or maybe it's like, you know what, I'm okay doing grocery shopping for somebody, but I don't want somebody in my car. That's fine too. Just stick with the food apps or the grocery apps and only do it, during the day if you feel, better at that. But
and don't go deliver in neighborhoods you don't want to go in.
Yeah, I mean, as you learn the areas, you'll know. Like when I learned real quick when I was driving Lyft that okay, there's some areas of Phoenix that I'm not going to go to anymore. And then I don't, and then I decline. You're an independent contractor. You don't work for these apps. So if they say, hey, I need you to go here and pick up this person here and drop them off there, and you go, no, that's okay. I'm good.
I pass.
Yeah.
Here's another excuse. Number 6, I don't like dealing with people.
Oh, and the only thing real quick, also in all these apps, if you ever feel unsafe, you could be I'm going to go deliver this food. You can go into some apartment complex, whatever. Let's say you don't feel safe. You can just not deliver it. And you can just tell them, I don't feel safe. They don't mess around with that. If you just tell them you don't feel safe, they'll be like, no big deal. Don't worry about it. Even if you already have the food, you're just like, no. So safety is critical. You don't have to feel like you're putting yourself in danger if there's a situation you don't like. So sorry about that. I wanted to add to that. Let's,
all right.
Next question.
I don't like dealing with people.
Well, that's valid.
But, deliver burritos.
Well, and again, guys, we're not saying everybody that has debt should be doing these gig apps. These gig apps are not right for everybody. The point is, this is just an opportunity for somebody that can see an opportunity here. Maybe you absolutely hate the idea of all this stuff. That's fine. But then you have to find something else that you can make some extra money at. This is just one option. But if everything about any of this stuff just makes you want to vomit in the morning, maybe this is not right for you. No, that's okay.
Continue the struggle. I understand. Excuse number 7. I'm not sure I'll be good at it.
I wasn't sure I'd be good at it either, although I was pretty sure.
Yeah, try.
You got to try it. You got to try it. I mean, what's the worst case scenario? You don't make as much as you want. But, like with Steve's example of me with Instacart, it went from the app that I would never try because I suck at shopping. It's a waste of time, waste of money, to my go-to app, especially here in Phoenix in the summertime. Lyft and Uber are dead. There's no rides, but there's grocery delivery. Oh, and that was a point I wanted to bring up real quick too.
Yeah.
That the timing. I started right when we started this experiment in September, into October. That's the prime time of Lyft and Uber out here in Phoenix. It's cooled down. Everybody's coming back. All the events and corporate stuff, golf tournaments, everything. I was killing it. Imagine if we started this experiment in
August. June, yeah.
And I wouldn't have known any different. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. And it would have been dead. What would my perception of this stuff have been? My immediate perception would have been, this sucks. I can't make any money. There's no rides. It's not paying enough. It's a waste of time. All that. And had I done that and then just said, screw it, I'm quitting, I would have never got to, it did suck in June. But it was a lot better in October, November.
But you
and
did
then
other
Super Bowl
things.
came into town in February with the Phoenix Open. I made $4,000 that week when the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open was in town.
Yeah.
$4,000 just driving people around. I mean, so you got to learn your area. And the only way to do that is to do it. Right.
All right. Excuse number 8. I don't want to work in bad weather. Let me answer this one. Don't work in bad weather. Okay. You don't have to. You can pick your hours and work when you want. If there's a huge storm coming and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Excuse number 9.
Real quick, the pay is usually a lot better in bad weather, but it's up to you.
It's up to you. Number 9. I don't want to commit to a schedule.
Perfect. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
That's
you
the
work,
whole,
work
that's
when
the
you
whole
want.
point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. No schedule.
Excuse number 10. I don't like the idea of being an independent contractor.
Okay, then find somebody to hire you and get a job.
Yeah.
I can't find anybody to hire me. Okay, do you like money? I mean, what do you want to tell you?
You might be out of your comfort zone. I totally get it. But these are opportunities that you can click an app on your phone after you've registered and they will throw you offers for you to make money. And you can pick and choose what makes sense for you, and you can get paid today. So whatever part of that you don't like, the rest of it is just stuff that you need to just mentally get through.
Yeah, and we'll help you through it. I mean, that's why we did this, because before that I was, have you tried Lyft? Have you tried Uber? Like I tell my clients, you might be able to make money. And now it's like, you know what? All these excuses, people don't want to do it. I want to see what it's really like. I want to go do it, right? And that's kind of so now I'm a better consultant for it, right? Because now I can say, hey, look, here's what happened when I tried Instacart. Here's what I found. Here's what happened with DoorDash and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. But now I work less than 15 hours a week. And again, just here and there, going out to do this, going out to do that. And I pretty consistently, over the last few months, have been making $2,000 a month, only working 15 hours a week. That's not a bad gig.
So what do people that you talk to helping them with their financial problems, and you say, hey, have you ever considered making an extra $500 a week on your time when you want to work? What do they say?
Almost everybody says, that's awesome. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do it. That's perfect. And most people don't.
Right. So don't let your fear hold you back from, these particular opportunities. I remember before Damon started doing Instacart that he would tell me all the time, there's no way I'm doing shopping. There's no way I'm doing shopping. And my response all the time was, dude, just try it.
And then I tried it and I was like, see, Steve, it sucks. I made $30 in 3 hours. Sucks, man. Sucks.
You need to do it better.
And now I'm really good at reading the offers. I know my limitations because I'm not the fastest Instacarter out there, but I'm a lot faster than I used to be. So now I have formulas that I've developed as I've been doing it, so I can quickly look at an offer and know pretty damn accurately how long that's going to take me start to finish. And then I can see if the amount it's paying is worth my time. I have a dollar limit that I like to make it worth my time. Everybody's going to have a different amount. Maybe for you in your area, you're more than happy with $20 an hour if that's what you can make. For me, I'm not going to do that. But if it's 40, okay, I'm willing to do it for $40 an hour and get some extra content for the channel. But the thing is, you got to figure that out. You're not going to be able to go into this from the beginning knowing exactly what you can do and what the offers are going to be and how fast you're going to be at it. You just have to kind of push through it and learn as you go. And the nice thing is you can get paid to learn how to do it.
Yeah. All right. Help make ends meet on your schedule. Make what you want to make. Try it for a while. If you don't like doing it, you don't like the extra money, just say no. If you don't feel safe, like Damon said, there's opportunities right in the app to say, I am not going to do this. I'm not going to deliver this. You almost
remember that Walmart one I had way back early on Lyft? That was like the first month, and we were down in this south area of Phoenix, and it sent me down there. It was like 2 a.m. And I don't remember the exact details, but there was only one person out there. And this is like Walmart was closing, parking lot was all dark. And let's just say the name in the photo on the app didn't match the only person that was standing out there.
I remember that.
And so I did a couple of laps, and they start texting me, I'm right here. I see you circling. So I knew it was that person. And I was just like,
nope.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up a little bit. And I was just like, nope. Sorry, dude. It ain't worth the $10 or whatever the hell it was. But I remember we had the dash cam on that one, and I was just like, I'm out. And then that person was like cussing me out on the app, like, oh, fuck you, da 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 da. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. It's my car. Right. If I don't feel comfortable, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to get into all those stories, but there was a handful of stories I have where I was just like, yeah, this was a bad decision. But burritos are fine. You can do burritos if you're not comfortable with people.
All right, Damon, on that note, let's end this podcast. And like I said before, if you want to talk to somebody about your finances, hey, maybe you just want to talk about this, go to Damon's website, damonday.com, DAMONDAY.com, or you can also go to the website getoutofdebt.org. For more information, Damon, until next time, see ya.
Peace.